Do what thou will be the whole piece of law.
Welcome back, or if this is your first time, welcome. This is another off week, and I think I should start off the new year with a primer, mainly because I jumped into the whole Library of Solomon shtick without really explaining why it is named how it is. Now, to catch you up, because I've only done one video on it, and I think it was the vampire one, which could be a standalone, but I want it to be part of a larger series. The Library of Solomon is something I found on Paranormal a while ago. It is a big old archive of occultist literature and media. Now, why is this important? Well, because it's frankly just a lot of stuff you'll never read. It's like a terabyte of occultist literature. And if you're into occultist literature, I would recommend that if you're going to read anything, you support the authors. It's a very niche thing, and they should be supported for what they do. It's a thankless job, and the esoterica sphere is not very big, which is probably why I'm trying to muscle my way in. I don't know who I'm competing with, but they're gonna have to deal with me now, because I want to talk today about... I saw a specific meme and then I posted it, because I said I want to be esoteric this week, and that is the King's Seal binds them. Now, when I talk about a King's Seal, what does that talk about? Well, allegedly, because once again, esoterica takes a lot of definitions from a bunch of different places. King Solomon is the son of King David, who, if you go back to his historical name, is Cyrus. He is a man who did a lot of great things, if you subscribe to the Christian faith, and to these books, you kind of need to. Now, esoterica can come in a bunch of different forms, but it mainly relies on the fact that you already believe in a sort of higher power. Like, this is Freemason entry level, because when you go to join the Freemasons, they're going to say, do you believe in a higher power? And you have to say yes, and then they say, please don't sign up because you saw a bunch of people getting conspiracy theories about what the Freemasons do were effectively a boys club, and me, who was going to sign up for the conspiracy angle, said, oh, well, I guess I'm going home. But Solomon had a seal, and this seal allegedly has the power to bind demons. Now, I have never seen such a thing, mainly because I don't dabble in rituals. I don't have too much time on my hands, and if I did, I feel like I just couldn't get into it. It's not that I don't believe that magic is real, it's just I don't believe that's the form that magic would take. It reminds me of a time where I was like, oh yeah, I do this small channel on the side to one of my coworkers. They walk up to me the next day and they're like, so you like sigils? And I'm like, yes, I love sigils. Sigils are probably my favorite form of magic because it's harnessing human emotion, desire, all those words. That means self-recognition. But back to the image. The image is, from my research, because I saw someone say the same thing when talking about it, and then I said, that can't possibly be true, and then I looked into it, and then I said, oh, well, it's maybe true. The speak without speaking and see without seeing is allegedly one of the consequences of the pact. Now, this pact, because it's difficult to explain. Some see this as a seal that binds demons to earth. Some see this as a seal that imposes some benefits and detriments. But it does a lot of different things if you subscribe to the more of it's like a change of play style. If we're talking about a game, you take this perk, the Seal of Solomon, and then you get, you can't lie, it binds you to the material plane more, and you have to obey whoever wields the seal, which allegedly was on King Solomon's ring. But the greater significance of this is, I believe, that this meme implies that the internet is harboring demons, which isn't a new idea, it's just a fun way to say it. If you say the King's Seal binds them, rather than, oh yeah, the internet's run by demons, or the US government is run by people on the list, everyone says, we know. If you say the King's Seal binds them, it's a lot more, I don't want to say fun, but it's a lot more creepy. It gives you a little more of that aura, which sometimes I feel like I lean in a little too hard outside of here, because when I do, it just mainly turns people off to the idea of ever interacting with me, and I just end up being like this silent golem walking around all day. But The seal itself, out of history, is coming from a book. This is how we get back to the book, called The Lesser Key of Solomon, which is a gathering of esoteric writings. It contains some incantations by Aleister Crowley, depending on your version, but it's an alright read. It's like another one of those, like Rose of the World. I might talk about it one day, but Rose of the World just kind of turned me off, because to me you at least need to have like a 1/3 grounding in reality. You need to have like basic principles, or try and explain something that isn't explainable by a Bachelor of Science. That's my requirement, I suppose. But that's where the term the Library of Solomon comes from. Now, I can't tell you when the series will be done or when I'll ever pick it up. Just think about it not as a series, but as more of like a binding, haha, for lack of a better term, to put all of these esotericas together in one nice holistic package, rather than the Francis E. Deck thing, which starts at the beginning and goes to an endpoint. And if this video this week is a little underwhelming, I apologize. At time of recording, this year has been going on for 25 hours, and I have been awake for 21 of them. So I'm not doing too hot, but I promise I'll be back in shape next week for a video. It'll be another good Francis E. Deck video, or or something else, because I have this list of ideas that I'm like, I will get to these one day, and then I just set it aside because I think it's something cool, or I never want to do any of the ideas on the list because I'm running out of time, or whatever. But just know, soon everything will go back to normal, soon my holiday trips will be out of the way, and soon you won't have to worry about it. It'll be okay. So, I know it was a little underwhelming, but thank you for watching. If you watched all the way through, I guarantee you'll like some of my more high-effort things. Like I mentioned it, there's a video on why becoming a vampire is $20, even though inflation has ravaged the US economy, so now it's more like $60 if you want to join their special super-duper amazing club of psychic vampires. Otherwise, check out that Francis E. Deck series that I mentioned earlier. And in conclusion, the internet is run by demons. Simple as.